Hello everybody, my name's Snugglebot, and today we're going to continue our adventure through Destiny. We're going to start actually getting into the meat of the story. We finally got our little light back, and now... we're gonna go save the world. We're gonna fight the Red War, and we're gonna win. We're gonna be victorious, because that Bane guy's got nothing on us. He's got absolutely nothing on us. But so for the first mission, we have to go talk to this guy in what is called the European Dead Zone. EDZ for short. It takes place on Earth.
Don't get cocky now that you've got your powers back. The EDZ is rough, especially around the old
See,
town.
lady, it's not a matter about being cocky.
remember,
It's a matter about that
Refugees
I
in the
can't
city are a
die.
lot rougher. You want to help them? Find Devram Kay.
Find Devram, got it. I'll find him with my knife attached to my hip. Alright, so here we go. Look, already one of those, so those yellow people are pretty much named enemies. They're priority targets and they give you loot catches. So lucky me, loaded in right away with that there. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into this church and we're gonna talk to Devram Kay. Was that his name, Devram Kay? That sounds about right. But he's gonna tell us what we need to do in the European Dead Zone, and he's kind of going to give us a more of an introduction to some of the style types for the missions.
Tea to serve. Is it dire times
no,
indeed?
not tea.
Devram Kay, the 8th at your service. City militia.
It's the 8th.
Where there was a city. Now I serve at the pleasure of my dear friend Soraya Hawthorne. First on the docket. Contact other refugees and tell them of the farm. That means building a comm network from the ground up. And even though I happen to be a damn good shot, the Fallen are giving me a devil of a time.
Ah, not a
I dare
devil
say
of a time.
you can
How?
handle a few rounds with the enemy. I've seen what Guardians can do. Right.
What are you insinuating?
It's time to let the guns do the talking now. Don't you?
Guns? I don't know if they talk so much as they just shout intentions, which is more likely. New frontier. Recommended power 30. What is my power?
Let's get started.
Oh look, 14.
There's
Not
a
even
banner
close.
on the main floor. Give it a look, will you?
This is bad. Some high investigation style. So that's one of the types is to investigate. You send your little ghosty and he does his ghosty thing and off you go with the mission.
The Fallen seem to have put this up as something of a threat. I imagine you'll find lots of objects like this out there with a bit of a story to them.
Dismantling items can give you glimmer, as well as once they hit the green tier, they give you points, a little gun, like a gun exchange things. And then once you do it for legendaries, they give you legendary mods, or I'm sorry, legendary shards, not mods, completely different. But the game is pretty simple when it comes to changing out your equipment. You got your defense here and your defense there. You always want to equip the higher one. Now it does get a little more convoluted once you get up into the higher tiers, because your equipment will start dropping with mods on them, which will give them +5 or plus nothing. And if it's a +5, the base is technically lower, but we'll get all into that once we get into the later game. It's a little bit too much to handle right now. So if you played the last game, you'd be used to the light level, which is kind of like a additional leveling on top of leveling, so to speak. They brought that back, but it's in the form of power, and it's an average of all your equipment stuff, which you kind of already knew from the last game. But that's how you get your end game materials after you reach level 20, which is the max level. You can see it up there in the top left-hand corner, 2 out of 20. That's how you're going to get more use out of it and do the higher end game stuff, which is interesting in its own concept, to have equipment on top of your level that you max out instead of just power grinding into the next tier of level or a higher prestige to do that extra damage that needs to be done onto it. But anyways, I'll stop yammering on, because I'm sure most of you have come here to watch me pop that crit cherry. And I'm doing a fine job of hitting that crit cherry. Actually, no, I'm not. That was awful. I wasted an entire clip on one enemy. There we go. That's a little bit. Alright, I'm just gonna stab him. Stabbing seems like the best idea to do here. Apparently, I can't shoot that gun very well.
To survive, we'll have to look for every opportunity. Keep your eyes peeled for more supplies in the wilds. Speaking of the wilds, there's a symbol on the wall of the church. Take a look.
Symbol on the wall of the church. So these are kind of a neat little thing that they added. They're called lost sectors.
Devrim, where did this symbol come from?
I believe your city hunters must have put them here and there about the region as they scouted around. I think they meant it to mark something special. Or dangerous.
Or both. Let's go check it out.
I like dangerous. I like special. Let's see what we can find here. It's okay, guys.
The history of
Our
this
light power is
region
just 10
is
below what it needs to be.
fascinating. I
So,
believe
you know,
tunnels and
this should
caves
be
like the one
interesting.
you're in now stretch all across the EDZ. Who knows what's lurking down there? Be
Oh, I know
careful.
what's lurking down here. Baddies. Yo, my name is Batty. I wish I knew that entire rap, but I don't. I know something about a potato in a jacket. Whoop. See, as you can tell next to their names, they got that little red arrow pointing down. That means I should not be fighting them. But you know, sometimes you just gotta go with what your gut says. And if that gut says, hey, you're gonna have to fight them, then fighting you shall. Luckily, we got our suppressed sidearm here that's gonna carry us through when they get on top of us. And then of course our melee. Melee is always good. Melee is a great backup for anything that's not yellow barred or captain style, because it usually takes them out, if not in 1 or 2, and well, it usually takes them out in 1 or 2, as you can tell for the normal units. If it doesn't, then you know you're in trouble from the get-go. Uh-oh. I'm a hunter, not a titan. This is bad. Give me some of that recovery. There we go. As you can see, you do recover your shield as well as your health back. It's just on a timer, which can actually be adjusted by your thing. Okay, that's a captain. We're gonna go thin out the crowd a little bit. All right, come here, captain. That's right. Down you go.
I just
Down you go.
from that captain.
Where's
I
that?
think I can open his supply cache.
Oh, that ran out way too quick. I thought I had more time. I wanted more time. Who are you sneaking up behind me when I'm in the middle of stabbing stuff?
Good
Do you
work
not
down
know
there.
that it's not healthy for you
Keep an eye
to
out
get in the
for
way of
other
the stab
hidey
train?
holes and treasures like this one.
Dang.
But that's
Dang.
for another day. In the
Ooh, a
meantime,
scout rifle.
What say we get down to business? Come on back
A
up
new
to the
helmet?
church tower. I'm putting a
Oh
kettle on
yeah, I looked like binoculars, those binoculars that they use on Yavin 4 out in Star Wars. They're just like square, but they can see the ship. Yeah, that's what it feels like I am. And there's only one thing to look out of, so I'm gonna guess this is meant for night vision sabotagey. So I could take the time to walk out of this, or I could just open up my directory and use the wonderful fast travel they provided us in this game. Oh, that's a public event. Well, guys, if there are people at this public event, we may jump in. You may be able to see your first public event. If there's not people there, we're going to get our butts kicked, so we're not going to worry about going there if there's no people there. Oh, so you'll notice that we can equip ghost shells, and they actually do stuff now. So this one allows me to detect catches within 30 meters while in the EDZ. We're on the EDZ. We can see on our screen right there, we detected the catch around this corner, and boom, we got the catch. So when you're waiting for public events, if you don't have your alt anymore, you can touch the flag and it'll give you your alt back. So an example, I can come up here, beat this guy up. Come on, beat him up, beat him up. There we go. Good and beat up. And see my alt drops, and then I rally to the flag and I have my alt back. So that is good to keep in mind. Oh yes, emotes. So while we're waiting for this public event, I'll show you through the emotes. So the first emote is your left click, and that one actually you're allowed to change it to whatever you want. That's the one that's static and changey. Right now you just kind of start with a point and that's it. So the up emote is a wave, a little high, a little hey, what's going on? The down arrow, the arrows are these, the D-pad, is to sit. Every good MMO needs a sit. If you're not sitting, you're not playing an MMO. And then lastly, any MMO that wants to try and keep its audience retention is going to need a dance. Now you saw the dance in the last end of the last video with the little dancey thing, and you saw my face, but this is the dance, the right arrow. It's good stuff. Good dance.
Keep a
Now
sharp
I should be able
lookout.
to double-click circle, and I'll dodge. Yep, there we go. So they brought in a glimmer drill, and there is seemingly nobody else around. Yeah, so we're not gonna bother with this. That's gonna be too much work for us.
Welcome back. This time I did make tea for you, but I seem to have drunk it all.
What a
Perhaps if
jerk!
you were a mite
Why would you make
quicker.
tea and then just drink it all for yourself?
Right, the beacon.
That just seems rude and
While you were
unnecessary.
tussling with the Fallen, we've encountered a bit of a setback. Hawthorne has placed the last relay on the mountain above the salt mines, but even from that height, the signal still doesn't have the range we expected. It's a bit curious. Regardless, this signal booster should solve our problem if we can get it to her.
So we gotta get
So
a
indeed.
signal to her. Oh, that's...
Mind your rockets.
Oh, he made a joke! He made a cell phone joke! Because a dead zone is where the signal doesn't go out in the... Okay, anyways. I don't know if that's specifically a cell phone joke, but it's definitely a joke that we're supposed to be able to relate to. I mean, it's alright, comedy, but, it's no Jak and Daxter. It's no Jak and Daxter, I'll tell you that right now. And if you tell me you don't like the comedy in Jak and Daxter, I don't know if we can be friends. We can still be friends, just don't tell me, okay? You know what they say, secrets don't make friends, but they sure do keep them for a while. So traditionally, you want to go through and stab and kill as many things as possible, because that's how you get your level, right? But you don't want to do so much that you end up getting yourself hurt. Alright, so my preferred weapon is the hand cannon. Ah! How dare you! How dare you! Snipe me from on top of that building. Where are you at? Come here. Did I get him? Got him. That's right. I will steal your kinetic ammo, jerk. I do have a pulse rifle that I really like. It's an exotic one. I believe it's called Vigilance Wing. And what that does, it allows you to
Guardian friend is
pretty
en route.
much shoot a pulse rifle, but instead of shooting burst of 3s like this one does, it shoots a burst of 5. That and it has a pretty nice Egyptian theme to it.
Don't you mean one a week? You're the reason my hair is gray.
Yeah. Keep talking, old man.
Oh man, look at that banter between the two of them trying to make them seem human. I do have one thing to say, that I read a lot on the internet. Well, maybe not a lot, but I've read enough in the last couple of days that it kind of makes me scratch my head. Someone keeps calling this game keeps saying at the very basic amount of this game is a loot skinner. I don't see that as the very basic concept of this game. Like, to me, that's not an accurate statement of what this game is. Yes, there's a lot of shooting, and there's a fair amount of loot that comes with it. But I wouldn't call it a loot skinner, because I'm not sitting here begging, wanting to get loot. Yes, I want to get the exotic and stuff like that, but that's more like just an equipment grind. It's not really something that I get because I need to get it. Now, a lot of people, like, they compare the looting to kind of how Diablo's looting works, and it's like, that's really disingenuous to Diablo as well, because it's completely different. Like Diablo, you get way more loot going through it than what you ever will in this game. Like, just play like an hour of Diablo and then play an hour of this game and see how much loot and how much equipment changing you have to go through in the two games. It just, they're two different basic concepts. Like, Diablo was made intentionally for looting, while I don't feel like Destiny was made intentionally to go out, grind, and loot. Yes, it's by endgame to go out, grind, and get engrams, but that's just a concept to keep people playing in the game to try and build themselves longer, which is kind of why that light exists in the first place, on top of making it so that you can do higher level stuff. But honestly, if you wanted to get down to the root of this game, what this game truly is, at its core, at its base, at its conception of design, it's a co-op shooter. Like, that's exactly what it is. It's a co-op shooter focused on PvE. And that's exactly what it needs to be. Now, it's got the flair of RPG elements, because, you know, you have your 3 classes, and each class technically has 2 paths it can follow. Oh, I just used the dodge. Oh, I just died. Okay, apparently I'm too much on my high horse right now. But I see it as a co-op shooter. That's what I see this game as. I don't see it as a loot skinner. I don't play this game to try and loot and change my outfit. Alright, so as anybody who has ever watched any spy movie knows, those are tripwire mines. And those are not fun. As they will murder you prolifically. Prolific? I can't say words apparently. That's okay, because I just dodged them all. That's right, suckers! Take that! Thinking they're gonna stop me with those ill-placed trip mines? Nope, there clearly was a path and I saw it. I saw it with the eye of the hunter. There's no such thing as the eye of the hunter. Don't listen to me, I'm being silly.
You're good. Almost as good as Lewis.
I don't know who that guy is, who he or she is that she said I'm almost as good as, but I beg to differ. I believe I am better than them in any way, including in my buttocks region. A very taut butt I have. There we go, taken care in a level. Woo! Level 4 it is. It's power weapon time, baby. See, the power weapon is very useful for blowing stuff up. Alright guys, now as you know, I am the best shot in the world. So, clearly sniping's my forte. Oh yeah, I showed that concrete block who was boss. Shank you, shank you. Oh, that's gonna be bad for me. Okay, power time. He's actually a pain in the butt to hit. Okay, well, let's try this. I can't hit him with my special? Is that a thing? Why would they make that a thing? That just seems silly. That seems like poor game design. Hey, here's this super awesome special. By the way, you can't hit anything in the sky. It's a ground fight. Thanks.
Good job.
Thanks. Maybe I just don't know how to fight things in the sky. That's my fault. That one's on me. That's my bad. That's my mistake. And now ride this elevator all the way up to the top. Just dance. Put on your red shoes tonight. Just dance. Turner, Tomo arigato, Mr. Roboto, Tomo arigato, Mr. Roboto, Tomo. And now we take the long walk to Hawthorne, because for some reason she has to be all the way down this area instead of just kind of right where I landed on top of the elevator. I think she would be a little bit more helpful with that, but details, they got to give enough time for them to talk back and forth before we get there, even when we're running the whole entire time. Look at that. Look at that perfect timing. They got done talking as soon as we got up there. God, that is good. That is fantastic. Let's watch the video.
You made it. Looks like Lewis owes me money. All right. Let's see if this works. Now, have I read the manual right?
Oh, yeah? The thing just so happened to come with the manual. As it was sitting there, you know, this thing you just kind of picked up had a manual attached to it.
Light left in the system, we rally on Titan. Be brave. Guardians.
Zavala's alive. If we leave now, we can...
You are not going to Titan.
And are you gonna stop me?
The Red Legion on one side, the Fallen on the other.
But we have our powers back. And if we're going to retake the city...
Your city is gone.
Whoa! Seems a bit hasty there. It's my city, not your city.
Back, and we won't be alone.
You'll know where to find me.
Man, she is getting sassy. I think someone needs to tell her to calm down. She found me, and I appreciate her giving me a ship, but I've got priorities and duties to my other teammates too. Come on. I can't just forget about them. They raised me from a little from a little flicker into the light that I am today. See that? That was good, right? Oh, we got some more Bane story.
It would save us both a lot of time if you would just kill me.
For one who calls himself Speaker, you have remarkably little to say.
The irony of his name is
Your
strong.
Guardians has reconnected to the light. You say you have no power over the Traveler, yet this. Help me understand, Speaker.
The light lives in all places, in all things. You can block it, even try to trap it, but the light will find its way.
Getting a
And the
strong
Traveler
Kingdom Hearts
will
vibe from this.
protect
Very
its
strong vibe of that.
The Traveler. For years I have studied it. The worlds
Have you?
it has touched. Its
Interesting
power
thing
over
to
life
study
and
there,
death.
buddy.
We are not so different, your Traveler and I.
You are nothing like the Traveler. Nothing.
Nothing.
You think you have power, control. I know your kind. You started small. You will end small.
If the Traveler truly has
He done
chosen humanity
hurt
as
him
own
there.
free will, then there is no reason I should not reach inside, tear out the light for myself, and leave this system in ashes.
Only those the Traveler chooses will be reborn in the light.
Yes. This I know. This is why I have claimed your planet, and why you still live.
Well, that's very smart of you for keeping the Speaker alive.
Traveler will choose me, Speaker.
Man, this guy is
You are going
more...
to tell me how.
He's more sure of things than a neckbeard fedora guy writing a love song about how that girl shouldn't be with this other guy because he knows they can treat her better and that he can do better for her. But you know what, guys? Sometimes that girl don't want you. And you just got to move on. You just got to continue living your life the way it is without that girl. Find the next one. Plenty of fish in the sea. Yeah, lots of fish in the sea. So there's like this many fish that we know about in the sea, and then like this many fish outside of the fish that we know about. So lots of fish. Lots of fish. Right, but anyways, I think that's gonna do it for this episode of Destiny. We have completed the EDZ, and now it's time to head to Titan to try and help our brethren out a little bit here. Once again, the gunplay and the general concept of eliminating and dispatching the enemies is fantastic. The movement, I'm not a huge fan of the Hunter's movement coming off of the Titan and the Warlock because I don't like the jump as much. That's just me personally because I like floating and thrusting around. It could be my undying love for mechs that does that for me. I'm not 100% sure. But if you liked the video, go ahead and snuggle up to that like button and give it a firm yet sensual click. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video.